sorry for um, being a tiny bit late. Please excuse us. Hello, yoginis and yogis, on this beautiful Wednesday morning, crispy and nice. We're here in the heated room, which feels so wonderful, you guys. Um, as usual, we rely on your contributions. We offer this platform for free, but if you find it in your heart and pocket to contribute for us, please look up on Mystic Fitness Yoga Studio page how to send us a check or just transfer money on Venmo. We are also practicing in the studio with masks on, and we do not take them off unless we're drinking water. This is safety protocols, especially for you and us here in the studio, and we take that very seriously. And after the usual spiel of every Wednesday morning, I would recommend you to come to a seated position on your mat. I usually choose bringing my sitting bones on the mat and just sit up. This is a great opportunity to close your eyes and bring your awareness to the inside of your body experience and mind experience that is called you. And while breathing in and out in a very natural pace, don't force anything. And while doing so, maybe scan yourself today for areas in your body that are maybe tense or holding something. And don't fight it, just acknowledge it and bring it in, into your breath, into your practice today, keeping that awareness as a background drop to your practice. Use your mind to control that tightness, to control your breath, to control the relaxation of your muscles. And use your mind to bring some comfort to your nervous system. Big breath in and let it go. One more time. Big breath in and let it go. Engage your core and start growing taller from the hips up. Stretch your spine. Even in a seated position, you can bring some space to the spine, as if someone is pulling you from the crown of your head. Tuck your chin a little bit in, and at the same time, roll those shoulders back. Don't forget the engagement of the core. And grow taller once more with your inhale. And exhale, release tension in your shoulders, create space between your shoulders and your ears. Open your eyes and smile. And bring the right hand up. And then the left hand up. Lower those shoulders. Engage the core. So you're even stretching higher without crunching your shoulders. Bring your hands together to heart center with your exhale. And keep that beautiful spine. We will start our practice with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and Om. And now lift your left hand and then your right hand back to heart center with your exhale. Set an intention for your practice, maybe based on the scanning you did before, maybe something new. And right hand goes up. Bring it around your head and tilt your head to your right shoulder. So I'm not rolling the head forward. I'm just bringing the ear close to my shoulder. Then the left hand crosses my body to the front, holding, I hate to say it, but for me, it's a love handle. So grab hold of that love handle. It's all about love today. And look up. Your eyes are looking up. Breathe in and out. And I'm going to tell you what we're doing here because it's super interesting. We are stretching the vagus nerve, VAGUS, comes around from the back of our skull to the front of our neck and then connects to the lungs, your stomach, and goes down, even down to behind your pelvis. So it scoops up your nervous system that comes from your sacrum. While doing this, we are releasing anxiety, setting up new pace for the heart. Looking up means the optic nerve is here too in the game. And release as slow as you can. Lower your hand. You for sure are feeling things coming in the chest. That's wonderful. Let's take it to the other side. Left hand over your head. It can lie wherever it grabs on your head. It can even be in the crown of your head if you don't have that shoulder mobility. And bob your head, opening the chest. Do not fold in. And then right hand crosses in front of you, grabbing that love handle and pushing it, pulling it. So you're creating kind of like a C, if you will. Look up to the ceiling, engage the optic nerve as well. Keep on breathing, keeping that stability in your core. So don't move from the hips up. So the vagus nerve and releasing it is connected to breath, to heart rate, to digestion, and to anxiety. And what we're doing here now is stretching it, letting it be open and breathing with us. So this is good for 30 seconds. If you do this every day for 30 seconds, you will feel a difference. I've been doing it for a month now. And release slowly back up. Start rolling those shoulders back, maybe incorporating the spine, maybe rotating the head from side to side. Make it a wavy experimental move. And if you do one side, then do the other. I'm just rolling with my shoulders forward and back. My head is part of the movement, nothing structured, just the feeling. And on your next inhale, open your hands to a T and roll those thumbs back to the ground. So you are externally rotating your shoulders. Then pay attention to your shoulders. Lower them even more. Engage core. Inhale. On your exhale, bring the hands to the front of your body, back of the hands together, and roly-poly. I call it roly-poly. Yes, it means you are playing a tug of war between your hands and your back, your lower back. So your lower back is pushing back. Your hands are pushing or pulling you to the front of the room. Keep on breathing. Tuck the belly in. Release the head. On your next inhale, come on up and open the hands to a T. Again, push those thumbs to the ground. So as far as you can back and release the shoulders down. Core is engaged. I'm breathing and tucking my chin just a tiny bit. Exhale, roly-poly, back of my hands together, releasing the head. Inhale. Exhale, come on up. Again, open that. And now the palms of your hands facing forward. Bend those elbows as far back as you can, opening the chest and rolling the shoulders back. Then open as far as you can to the back. Push those palms of your hands back. Open to the T again. Inhale, exhale, bring those elbows as far back as you can while engaging the core. So don't release that work. Inhale, T, last time. Exhale, bring those hands back. Hold it here. And release. Give it a bit of a shake. Shake, shake, shake. And now, twist to the left. Right hand over your left thigh. Very gentle twist, you guys. It's the beginning of the class. I don't even look to the back. I look to the side. I take care of my spine. Sitting bones on the ground. Keep breathing, inhaling, elongating the spine, exhaling, twisting from the bottom up. Release tension in your shoulders. Bring it back to the center. Take it to the right, same way. We're going to be here for about 2 to 3 breaths. So progress. Every breath you bring a little bit more to the twist without forcing it. One more breath. Come back to the center and switch legs. Take it to a twist to the left. This time maybe coming deeper with your breath. Engaging the core, which means sucking the belly in. Just enjoying that space of the core. Bring it back to center. Take it to the right. So I love twisting when legs are not in your favorite position. When you use your odd leg, suddenly things change. And as I always say, yoga is not about symmetry, it's about balance. Come back to center. Walk your hands forward as far as you can. It doesn't have to be all the way to the mat. Just open that lower back. If you can, lower your forearms in front of you. If not, this is wonderful, you guys. Stay here. And what I want you to do is protract your shoulder blades. So round your upper body and then let your head go. So you are creating kind of like a turtle shell out of your body or your back. And release. If you're a bendy type and this is in your practice, push yourself forward, open the legs to the back. If not, just meet us in table. Just an elegant way to get to table. Open the knees a little bit wider than your hips. Locate the wrists under your shoulders. Engage the core. Push yourself back. No need to tuck the toes. And then push yourself forward over your wrist just a tiny bit, testing the water. Again, go back and forth. One more time, back and forth. And then come back to table. Open the hands to your palms of your hands to, I would say, 35 degrees. And do the same. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. This will allow your wrist to feel themselves with the weight of your body in a different position and thus warming them up. Excellent. Now open the hands when your fingers are pointing completely to the sides of your body, of the room, and circle your body over them. So never, ever, ever, ever skip warming up your wrists. And if you are working with a wrist injury, please switch direction and circle the other way. And if you are working with an injury, and I know a lot about it, I'm working with one, be gentle. You can always fist or come down to your forearms. All right, then turn the fingers to face your knees. And again, move forward and back to where is comfortable. You do you. If you feel pain, stop. Do something else or release yourself from the pose that is causing you pain. It's not worth it, you guys. And on your next inhale, bring the hands back to front. Tuck your toes under with your knees open and come back. So I'm not in hero pose. Just want to show you for a minute. My legs are open, all right? Cool. Bring your hands to your thighs and push yourself up. Heels connecting, glutes working. Bring it down. Push it up and down. Push it up, tuck your tailbone in when you do it and activate the glutes. Push down. Bring your hands back in front of you. Untuck your toes and come to child pose with hips open. Again, if this is not in your practice, close the legs. We all have different body types. Breathe. And now walk your hands to the left. Both hands stretching forward, again creating kind of like a tag of war between your hands and your lower back. Push those hips as far on your heels as you can. Release the head. I can't do it because of the mic, but you can. Breathe in and out. Come to the center and stretch it to the right. So walk as far as you can with your hands to the right. Again, no real form here. Just breathe. Come back to center. Push yourself back up to table and roll those hips from side to side or full circles. It's up to you. But if you do one direction, be sure to do the other. And enjoy this. Feel where the body is connected to the hips. We have our fascia, which is connected to everything from the tip of your head to the tip of your toes. So one place, switch directions if you didn't. So one place tight will affect many others. And this time come to table proper, bringing the knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders, engage the core, bring some awareness to in between your shoulder blades, as if I'm putting my hand there and you're pushing it up. Tuck your toes under and bring your knees to a hover. Look forward, a little bit forward on your mat. So you are extending your cervical spine as well. Hold it here. And release to the ground. Sit back while your feet are stretched and your toes are tucked. Circle your wrists. Maybe bringing the back of your wrist to your heart center and lowering the shoulders and the elbows. Just a little bit of a different kind of stretching them. And when you're ready, come back up or down to table. A little bit of a shake to the feet. Tuck your toes under again and come to a hover. Activate the core. Activate that upper body. And try to engage the glutes. So crunch your bum bum. Yep. This is a wonderful pose to modify any plank that I give you today. So if plank is too hard, you can come here and even lower your knees. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower those knees. Come back again to the same position. Circle the wrists. Stretching the feet. I like everything in threes. Just a heads up. I do all sets with threes. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of OCD with the number 3. Come back to table. Untuck your toes. Give it a bit of a nice stretch. Maybe wag your feet from side to side. Kind of wagging your tail. Tuck your toes under and bring it up to that hover. Make it count. Make your core work, your glutes, your upper body. Make it a beautiful, beautiful, powerful engagement of your mind and body. It's such a joy to feel yourself getting stronger. And on your next exhale, so inhale, push those hips up and leave your knees bent. The heels are up in the air. Breathe. Release tension from your shoulders. Say yes, no. So your neck is free. Push those fingers into the mat. Take off the pain from the wrist. And the point of tension of this pose is to try to get the belly to your thighs. So push with your hands and bring those thighs as close as you can to your belly and vice versa. On your next exhale, paddle the heels. I almost said paddle the peas. I think this is called paddle the peas from now on. Enjoy this stretch to the hamstrings. Make it slow and full of breath. And indeed, pedal the peas. Don't forget to externally rotate those shoulders so you're creating space in your spine. Come to stillness, maybe lowering your heels and straightening your knees. No need to do that. You can stay with your knees bent. And rotate, lift those heels and rotate them to the right. Create some stretch on the side of your body. If this feels good, maybe lower your hips, maybe not. And bring them back up to downward dog. Breathe. Lift those heels, rotate them back to the left, and maybe lower those hips. And bring it up. Come to stillness in downward dog. Right leg goes up. Try to maintain a square vision of your hips in your mind. Bend the leg to your chest. Bring it before, just a step before your hands, so not in between your hands. And bring it up to warrior one. So a bit different. We're not going into runners, right? Spice it up. So in warrior one, we keep those hips square to the front. We keep those shoulders down, as if you're holding a beach ball in between your hands. Breathe in and out. Make sure your knees stacked over your heel, the front one. On your next exhale, interlace the fingers behind your back and lower those shoulders even more, opening the chest. Look to the rising sun, and in a wave-like motion, humble the warrior. Now, a word of advice here. You can stay here. That's fine, as long as you're pushing those shoulders back. Or you can go the whole way down, releasing the neck and bringing those hands up to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Keep pushing those feet into the mat so your foundation is strong. And don't rotate those hips. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, come all the way up. And remember, transition is a pose too. So you have to breathe and make it count. Release the hands. Bring the hands back up. Open to the left with the foot back. Bring it up to warrior one and open to the right. And now move in between those two, flowing and just breathing, opening a little bit of an opening of the shoulders, not structured. Excellent. Come to stillness. Feel that upper body. Bring your hands to frame the front leg. We are in runners now. Lift that back heel. Leave the left hand on the ground and open to the right. Now make sure your hips are lower than your shoulders, and make sure you are rotating those shoulders back. And if you want a challenge, bring that left hand to the front. Just make sure you're not moving. Breathe. Release back down and push that right leg to plank. Remember what I said? You can lower your knees. Round that back. Activate the glutes. Activate your core. Breathe in and out. Lower the knees. Untuck your toes. And come to the mat. Slowly. Again, transition is a pose as well. Remember that breath and that control you have over your breath with your mind. One more breath here. And now activate the shoelace side of your feet into the mat. Knees come up, glutes work, hands next to your body, elbows tucked in, and on your exhale, bring your chest up, but look down. So you are extending. your cervical spine, but working with the back muscles. Hold it here for one more breath. And release. Push yourself to table and to child pose. Big breath in and let it go. Lower your heart rate. Push yourself back up to table. Proper table, all joints are stacked and in 90 degrees. Tuck your toes under and push it up to downward dog. Small adjustments here, making sure your shoulders are protracted. I think that's the word. On your inhale, left leg goes up. And then step it forward, not in between your legs, just in front of it, setting up for warrior one. Again, checklist. Is my knee over my heel? Are my hips square, shoulders stacked over? Lower those shoulders. Breathe in. Engage all you've got into your legs as if you want to tear that mat. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Roll those shoulders, open the chest, maybe opening a little bit to the rising sun and humbling the warrior. Maybe you go all the way down, and if you do, release your neck. Bring your hands up. And maybe you're here. And that's fine, you guys, as long as you're pushing those shoulders back. That's the point of intention. Take it back to the breath. Keep engaging the legs. Don't let go of that foundation. And on your next exhale, come on up, slowly, slowly, back to warrior one. Opening first to the right, very gently, and then back to warrior one and opening it to the left. So your hips are not moving. Move between those two, maybe adding a little bit of rotation of the shoulders. Breathe in and out. Open the upper body. The legs are straight, rooted to the mat. And come up to warrior one. Proper. Take a breath. Frame the front leg. Lift the back heel to runners. Maybe walk it a little bit back. Some people do have to do that adjustment. Leave the right hand on the mat, or maybe a block if you need it. Tent your fingers and open your left hand. Again, pay attention that your hips are lower than your shoulders and open your chest. So in order to open your chest even more, roll those shoulders back. I love this pose. And release your hand to the ground. Push the left leg to plank. Modify, modify, modify. Engage glutes. It gets easier if you keep everything engaged in plank. Push yourself a little bit forward over your wrists and then back. Remember what I said, you can do this on your forearms and knees. Forward and back. Engage your core. Forward and back. Are you tucking your tailbone in? Forward and back. Forward and back. One big breath, and everybody lower to your forearm. You are getting stronger. Tuck that tailbone in. Engage the core. Forward, push yourself with your toes, and back. Forward and back. You can do it with the knees down. Forward and back. But you can do it forward and back. Release your thighs to the mat. Untuck your toes. Open your feet a little bit. And roll those shoulders down. Look forward, Sphinx. Tuck those elbows in. Push the elbows back. And then rotate those shoulders back as well. One more breath here. This is medicine for the spine, as our friend Joe says. And release to the ground. Everything you've got. Open your hands to a T. Forehead to the mat. Bring the left leg up. Leave that bone of the ilium, the front of your pelvis, on the ground. So you're just working the glute. Then bend the leg and push it back to the right. Scorpion stretch. So the knee should be up as far as you can. And bring it back. Take it to the other side. Lift the right leg up. Breathe. Bend the knee. And push the leg to the left. Keep that knee up. So you're actually twisting the lower back, and the upper back is twisting too because of the hands. And release it back. Bring the hands next to your body. Push yourself to table and then to child's. One breath or two here. And push yourself back up to downward dog on your own pace. Keep on breathing, maybe paddling the peas. I'm making myself laugh. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm just enjoying myself. And then rotate again those heels to the right. Maybe this time you're warmer and you're going to try to bring those hips to the ground and push back up. Take it to the other side, to the left, maybe going down. You don't have to. It's just a challenge. And bring it all up. Just another way of stretching yourself in downward dog. Come to stillness, maybe lowering the heels to the ground. Look forward, bend your knees, and walk or hop to meet your hands. Forward fold. Stay here. Maybe challenging yourself, holding your legs behind with your hands. Maybe holding opposite elbows in ragdoll. In any case, don't lock your knees. And it's really good to bend them, actually. On your next inhale, come all the way up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. I will never get tired of saying that. Hands up in the air. Exhale, heart center. Come straight to chair. So chair, I'm hinging back. Check your knees are not over your toes. And check that your shoulders are higher than your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Activate glutes, a tiny back bend. Release your head. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, sit to chair. Breathe. Maybe this time going lower if you can. I love lifting my toes up but that's just me. Inhale all the way up. Remember, I said everything in threes? Yep. A bit of a back bend, you guys. Activate glutes. Release the shoulders and head. Breathe. Exhale, come back to center. Exhale to heart center. You guessed it. Chair. Maybe this time, go deeper. Engage the core by tilting your pelvis floor and your tailbone inward a little bit. Release the shoulders. Don't keep the tension in the shoulders. 5 pumps only if you have healthy knees. If not, you can come up to the back bend or just standing up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release to a forward fold. Cha-cha-cha. So just walk the legs as if you're walking. Hands can be on the shins, or on the floor. Just enjoy this. I like moving my hips from side to side, swaying them, never locking the knees. Very gently. And on your next inhale, halfway lift. Tuck that core in. Don't lock the knees. Engage core and open your hands to a T. Hold it here. Your crown of your head is shooting forward. Your core is super engaged. This is not a resting pose. And release to forward fold. Bring your hands to the ground and come to plank. To plank, not plunk. Although some people come to plunk and they plank down. These are not you, you guys. Hold it in plank. Bring the feet together. Again, if this is not in your practice, lower your knees. Make yourself comfortable on your forearms. But follow my cues. Left hand comes to the center of the mat. Roll those heels to the back. Side plank to the right. If you want more, bring that right leg up. Push those hips up and forward. Bend the right leg no matter where you are. And rotate, stepping the foot in front of you. See, I'm in kind of like a, what would I call it? Mountain climber? And that's exactly what we're going to do. Switch, 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 switch. At the same time, switch. Keep on switching and pushing the mat away. Breathe. And push the right leg back to plank. Now, plank is pretty easy. Bring your feet together. Right hand in the center. Rotate to the left. Side plank to the left. So pay attention to your hand. The right hand. It should be really strong. Open the left leg up. And then bend it, no matter where that left leg is, and rotate it to the floor. Bring the hand to, and you're again in mountain climber. Switch, switch. Push those hips up. Switch. Make that time in the air longer by tucking your core. One more time. And push that left leg back. Hold in plank. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Release the knees. Child pose. So, yes, wrists. Make those wrists feel at home. Drink a little bit of water. You know it's hard when the teacher is drinking water, right? Take a minute to just come back to the practice. It's so, so important to elevate the heart rate. In yoga, you can do it by cardio, like we just did. Back bends will give you that cardio effect. But it's so important to just spike it a little bit. Keep on breathing, maybe in child pose. Lower your heart rate and come back to that intention. Take big breaths and envision how your heart is slowing down. Maybe bring your forearms under your forehead. Create a little bit of a pillow here. Modification for child pose, just in order to breathe. And come back to table. Tuck your toes under and meet me in downward dog. Walk your hands to meet your feet for a forward fold. Again, a little bit of swaying from side to side. And on your next inhale, come on up all the way. Inhale, exhale to heart center. And sit down to chair. Enjoy this luxurious chair movement. This time we are taking it to a twist to the left, so elbow can come and hook itself on the left thigh, and apply that law that your shoulders are higher than your hips. Maybe opening the hands and come back to center. Sticking with me, engage core, take it to the other side. You can do it. Breathe, breathe. And come on back up to straight chair. Inhale all the way up. A little bit of a back bend, engaging the glutes. Maybe going deeper. And come back. Hands to heart center. And a little bit of movement of the hips. Just a little bit to release tension. Inhale, circle, sweep the hands to the sky, all the way down, hinging from the hips, bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands to plank. Release your knees to the ground. Untuck your toes. Look forward and open your chest forward. Now we're gonna push the knee to the right leg and stay here for a second. So this is a modification for lizard. If you want to go all the way to lizard, then place your leg, your foot, on the mat. This is for people that lizard is really too hard for them. And I like doing it too. It's just right. I don't know why. Well, I do. And push it back. Breathe. Engage the glutes always in all back bends. And take it to the other side. Again, if you want, place the foot and do lizard. And as you can see, my back knee is on the ground. If you are in full lizard, you can tuck your toes under and straighten the back leg. I just enjoy here today. Some days you have to listen to your body. And push that right leg back. And now rotate yourself to the right, almost lifting the left hand, and then to the left. Much like we did in downward dog, but this time on the floor. Just engage your core. That's what's moving you. It's not the legs. One more time to each side. And release yourself to the ground. Breathe in and out. On your next exhale, activate the legs and come up to baby cobra. Breathe and release down. So if you're happy to stay in downward cobra, not downward, in baby cobra, please do. If not, listen to my cues. So engage legs, peel your chest up, open your hands to a T, roll those shoulders back, and look down. Breathe and release. Maybe windshield your legs, only if you want to. One more time. Activate the legs. Inhale, exhale, come up. Maybe legs come up this time and hands. If not, baby cobra, look down. Breathe. You can always go to bow. And release yourself to the mat. Push to table and push to child's pose. Enjoy this breath. Bring yourself up to table. Tuck your toes under. Shoot yourself to downward dog. Walk the hands to meet your legs. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Shift your way to the right leg. Bring the left leg up. 90 degrees in front of you. Now, I like my hands in heart center. You can open them up on the hips, whatever. Open it to the left. Keep your foot in flex. Engage those glutes. So push the hips forward and roll those shoulders down. I can just replay that cue on all poses almost. Bring the leg back to center. Step it forward. Set up for pyramid pose. So open that back leg a little bit. Square the hips. And roll yourself forward. When the hips cannot engage anymore, only then round your back to your leg. Release tension in your shoulders and do not lock your knees. Keep those hips back. Push them back. Don't let yourself go forward. If you need more of a challenge, maybe close your eyes. If you need extra licious challenge, interlace your fingers behind your sacrum and lift those hands like we did in Humbling the Warrior. So yes, we're getting into the stretches now. Lowering the heart rate, opening and facilitating muscle memory.
And release your hands to the ground if they were up. Come out of it the same way you came in, but stay here in halfway lift. Bend the front leg and come to warrior three. Just for a breath, bring it up. Bring the right leg in front of you, bent, just like we did with the left. Open to the side. Keep the foot in flex. 2 breaths here. If you want, you can go to full Raja, like Corina here did. And come back. Step it forward. Pyramid pose on the other side. So hinge. Make sure your hips are square, right? And then hinge from the hips. Micro bend in the front knee. When your hips say, that's it, and you know hips can't lie, then round your body onto your leg. Release tension in your shoulders and neck. And the point of tension or intention in this pose is pushing those hips back and thus creating an expanse in the spine forward. If you need more challenge, close your eyes. Extra licious challenge. Interlace fingers behind your sacrum and lift those hands to the ceiling, humbling the pyramid. Keep shooting those feet into the mat. That's always your base. Release only the hands to the ground. Straighten your back to kind of a halfway lift. And then come to warrior three. Push yourself up. We're not going to be here for long. Just 2 breaths. And release the leg to the front. And again, a little bit of movement here. Unstructured. Just enjoy. If you need a drink of water, a little bit of a stretch to the sides. I like holding my wrists here and going to one side and then to the other. It just feels complementary after you do all those forward bends. So by my calculations, we're in the top of the mat. Open your feet to the width of the mat and bring those heels in. Tuck your tailbone in. Bring your hands to heart center and come down while your knees are pointing at the same direction as your big toe. That's essential. At the same time, push those hips back. So I'm not doing this, okay, guys? I'm doing this. And then bend at the knees and come to a squat. Now, some people can't stay here. Put a block under your bum bum. So someone that was here in a yoga class did that. And ever since, it's my wonderful, wonderful, most lovely modification that I say. Also modification to raise your heels up, because some people cannot push those ankles past 20 degrees or so. Now grow from your spine the same way we did at the beginning of the class. So you're extending your spine. And I say it all the time, if you can, browse your phone like this, or just, I don't know, read just a few minutes a day. This is wonderful for mobility of the hips. On your next inhale, release the hands forward, then bring the back of your hands together and roly-poly. The same thing as we did in the warm-up. On your inhale, open your hands. Push that thumb down and come to your heels, to your balls of your fingers, up your heels. Exhale, come to roly-poly. Inhale, open up and come up. You can bounce, again, if you have healthy knees. Exhale, roly-poly, and this time release the bum to the ground. And bring your bum, technical term, bum to the middle of the mat. Legs in front of you, feet on the mat, hands behind you, and just let the legs fall from side to side. Just enjoy. This is actually the counter pose to the squat. So if we opened it before, now we're pushing it in, and I recommend to make that glute work as well. So you're pushing with the glute. When I do that, I feel my back thanking me. And pay attention to your shoulders. Don't crunch in. Wonderful. Come back to center. Grow from your hips up. Lower those shoulders and lean back. Just lean back. Maybe releasing the hands. Maybe bringing the legs up. Everything I say is for you to decide. Maybe straightening the leg. Engage core, otherwise it's not going to work. Breathe. Feet together, soles of the feet together, in front of you, and lean forward, just like we did in the warm-up. If you're a bendy type, come all the way down. If not, just flop the wings of the butterfly. Are we okay? Everybody okay? All right. Come back to that setup. Again, if this is too much, lower yourself to Shavasana and wait for us in Shavasana, or just do the lean down. If you need more, lift your legs. Maybe releasing the hands. Maybe straightening the legs. Just be here. Breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release to butterfly or bound angel. Come all the way forward. Release your back. Maybe roll your head on the mat from side to side. Enjoying this stretch for the IT band and the hip flexor. Ah, this is wonderful. I hope you are enjoying it as I am. And bring yourself back up. This time, release your legs forward. Come as slow as you can and leave your shoulders up. You can stay here, engaging the core. Tension here is in the back. So you are trying to bring the lower back to be glued to the mat. If you need, maybe bend your legs to do so. If not, leave them there. So you are actively pushing that lower back to the mat and rising on the upper back. If you need more of a challenge, bring those legs up as well. Low boat. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your legs to your chest and just hug yourself. Maybe rocking from side to side, breathing in and out. Maybe baby, happy baby, rocking from side to side. It's up to you. It's up to your lower back. Both are really nice now. And that's it, folks. We are finished with the hardcore of the class. Come back to your breath. Enjoy the relaxation. Release your legs to the mat. Bring your hands over your head. Give yourself a nice stretch with your breath and release. Wonderful. Bring your feet to the mat and tuck your tailbone in. That's it. Stay here. Bring your hands over your head. Elongate the cervical spine. So tuck your chin a little bit in. And now start drilling into your heels. Activate the glutes and only then rise to a baby bridge. Our hands are over our head, so only baby bridge. And release down. Untuck your tailbone. Create purposely a curve in your lower back while your hands are overhead. And then again, tuck the tailbone in. Bring those hips up by drilling into the heels. And activating the glutes, obviously. Don't go up. It's not a high bridge. And down. Release the hands down to the side of your body. And this time, if you want, come to a full bridge, tucking the tailbone in, pushing as far as you can up, interlacing the fingers behind your sacrum, and pushing those shoulders back. If not, do the baby bridge. You always have an option. One more breath. Inhale. And release back down. Open your hands to a T and drop the legs from side to side. Windshield the legs. Breathing in and out. Bring the right leg on top of your left thigh to a reclined pigeon. And then push with your left leg to your chest. Keep that foot in flex and breathe. If you choose to go full pigeon, please take a look at Corina behind me. So you're on your belly actually, and on top of your thighs. Again, your choice. If you need to go deeper, then you can interlace your fingers on your shin and pull this constellation even closer to your chest. Constellation, sorry. Breathe. Try to leave all parts of your spine on the mat when doing so. Some people like to take the block and open the right knee with it, pushing it outwards. You can use your hand as I'm doing. Release tension from your shoulders. One more breath. And release it to the ground. Switch legs. If you are in full pigeon, take your time, you guys. I'll wait for you. So bring the left leg on top of the right thigh. Keep the foot in flex. And then push with the right leg towards your chest. Asymmetrical stretches are so important for us. We're way too linear. And again, modifications here, full pigeon, or interlace the fingers under your knee on your right shin and pulling in even more, making sure your shoulders are on the ground, your sitting bones, well, not exactly, but your sacrum. And just breathe. Maybe open your left knee with a block or with your hand. Push it away from the body. One more breath. And release yourself to the ground. To Shavasana. Maybe if you need anything else, let it flow out of you. Come back to your breath. Expand your rib cage, your belly, and then make sure you take every little bit of air out of it. Keep on breathing in and out. Nothing left to do. Just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful pull to the ground. So this expansion and contraction is the supreme pattern of nature. You see it all around. You can even measure it mathematically. And how wonderful it is that we have it in our breath. It's like a program installed in us. And if we tap into it, we connect to nature. It is really that simple. Take a big breath in and let it go. One more time. Big breath in, everything you can. And exhale. Bring small movements back to your body, back in. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. Maybe wiggle around on your mat. Maybe just rock your hips left and right. I love to stretch myself again. Stick pose is wonderful. And take your time rolling to one side, taking a big breath in a fetal position, which was the first pose of all of us. And then push yourself up slowly, slowly to a seated position. I hope there has been an openness that occurred in this practice for you. I want to say namaste for practicing with us. It is not taken for granted. Anytime you make time to be with us, we really appreciate it. Namaste. And we're going to close our class with the sound of Om. So hands wherever you want them to be. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and Om. Have a great day, you guys. See you tomorrow.